What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, shout out to the brother Magnetic Discovery for the donation to the channel via the PayPal. And I'm a little bit late getting to this video. He asked a question. First of all, shout out for the donation. And he says, how many rings would LeBron have won legitimately if he didn't go to extreme measures, i.e. like forming and colluding super teams? Of course, that's because we know that's what his MO is. That's how he won all of his championships for the most part, either through personal collusion or collusion using the media. Because the media, I'm telling you, this is the first media I've ever seen that actually put pressure on a superstar to join forces with him. And they've done it actively with several players. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. But what if LeBron James wasn't such a BAN and wanted to go through the grind the Michael Jordan way, the Kobe Bryant way, the ski mask way? What would have happened? Well, I can't say for certain with precise numbers. I'm not Nostradamus, but I could give you an educated guess on what I think would have happened. If LeBron James had stayed with the Cleveland Cavaliers, right, throughout his, at least through his prime, let's say up until, well, let's just say he stayed his entire career. Because Dirk Nowitzki did it. Kobe Bryant did it. So let's say he stays a Cavalier up until today. I'm going to be honest with you. He wouldn't have won 4 championships, and he wouldn't have appeared in 10 finals. If you take away the Miami Heat, in the early 2000 teens, the best teams in the East, from what I can remember, were the Boston Celtics, but they were starting to show their age very early, 2010, 2011. Really 2011, 2012. I think there was that one year, it might have been 2012, 13, or 2011 and 12. I can't remember exactly which year it was, but one of those years there was a Knicks team that won 54 games, right? But that was a one-year thing. The Chicago Bulls, I think, had Derrick Rose not gotten hurt, could have made some noise, right? So I tend to think that if LeBron had stayed in Cleveland, I think in 2011, I think the Bulls go to the NBA Finals, but they lose. I think they lose to, I guess, ultimately Dallas Mavericks. I think the Bulls go to the finals. In 2012, 2013, I can't remember exactly which year it was the Knicks did their thing, but I don't know if they're going to get to the finals. This was some weak years. So there might be some years that the Cavaliers get to the finals. Because this was a very, very weak period for the Eastern Conference. The Pacers are there, but I don't know if they have the experience. One of the things LeBron's going to have, I'm going to tell you another thing too. Don't ever underestimate the crookedness of the NBA. Even if LeBron James is not actively trying to seek a super team, we know how the NBA operates. LeBron is the guy that is still going to be a superstar, but, they still don't want to team him with somebody. So don't be surprised, because in this situation, since the Cavaliers are never a dumpster fire. They never have the draft seating to get a Kyrie Irving. So they're gonna have to give LeBron an all-star or superstar through some trade, either some trade or some free agent signing or some bullshit, right? So I don't know who to team him with, but let's just say magically, somehow, mystically, he still plays with Kyrie Irving somehow via trade or something. But it happens later. It happens much later, by the mid-2000 teens. Well, let's say this happens after Kyrie has struggled with whatever team drafted him instead of Cleveland in this alternate reality. I think LeBron gets the finals a couple of years, but he loses to the Spurs. He loses to the Warriors in epic fashion, blowout fashion. And this might be before he gets Kyrie, so it's going to be really bad. Matter of fact, I think LeBron will be probably compared to the younger version of John Elway, who was a remarkable quarterback, perhaps the most talented quarterback in the league, but just couldn't, or at least perceived to be. But, you know, before those last two Super Bowls saved John Elway's legacy, when he truly had a great team around him. And ironically, he was a shell of himself by then. Before that, John Elway was a great, great quarterback. But he just couldn't perform in the big game. He just was seen as a dude that choked. All right, always underperformed and when it mattered. And, you know, I can see LeBron James getting those John Elway comparisons, although John Elway was able to turn it around. I guess, man, the best chance LeBron would have of winning may be in a scenario where 2018, 2019, when the Warriors kind of fell off, some of the other teams fell off. And even with this, do they get past Kawhi Leonard? Is Kawhi Leonard still with the Raptors that 1 year? So, man, you know, I'm really thinking about this. Maybe the best shot will be the bubble. Maybe a bubble title for LeBron. Maybe the league allows him to their team to practice, and I don't know. Maybe the bubble. So I look at it like this, because after that, then you start seeing the rise of the Bucks and some of these other teams in the Eastern Conference. So LeBron's window of opportunity in this scenario will be really short. So I think LeBron goes to, like, in this scenario, like 6 NBA finals, and I give him the bubble title. I give him the bubble title, and he goes to 5 or 6 NBA finals. So that'll be 1 and 4. So his legacy be told. Ain't no go debate in this situation. Nope. They ain't even sniffing it. That's kind of what I see. Maybe that bubble title. Because you gotta wonder who's coming out of the West if LeBron's still with Cleveland. It's not the Lakers. Anthony Davis probably not gonna be in LA. Would be Denver. Could Cleveland beat Denver? Maybe that version. Maybe. Depending on what type of team LeBron has around him. The hell with it. I just give him 1 year where he got a squad around him. And I just give him a bubble title. I'm giving him that shit. So that's 0.5 titles. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just put like this. He'll have a lot few championships. Much fewer. But tell me what you guys think.